Have you got it?
Right here.
Oh, well done.
Now go and make the drop. Quickly now, they saw me.
I'll be at it.
Hurry, they're coming!
Have you got it?
Already handed off.
Very well. Now, to finish things here.
Madam, are you...
All right then, Mary.
We've done it. Nathaniel's delivered in the paperwork as we speak, and the police have our man, so we may call this a job well done.
I suppose that police officer of yours received an anonymous tip.
His name is Arthur Swan. He's been a great deal of help.
Someone is making quite the career out of our hard work.
We ought to be grateful. Without him, there's precious little we can do to bring the law to bear, and he's quite content not to pry into things.
How lucky for us.
Come now, things went well. And my lockpicking's coming along. I'm quicker than I've ever been.
Indeed. Although we shall have to work on the rest of your second story skills. If you hadn't been seen on the exit, perhaps then we wouldn't have had to fight our way out.
I am sorry about that. Still, I did hold my own once things broke out.
That's true, but it is imperative that you learn to maneuver unseen when the circumstances demand.
And how are you? For a moment there, I thought you were quite hurt.
An occupational hazard. In this work, one must be as capable of taking a beating as giving one. It's hardly the first time.
Can I get you something? A tea, perhaps?
Brandy. If you please.
Oh, I'm quite sorry about that. I suppose I do still have a great way yet to go.
Next time you won't be seen.
But what if I am?
Then you will practice until you are not. You are my protege, Mary, and I mean to see that you learn the things that you need in order to do my work. In my early days, even I had times when I was spotted or tripped up or I came home black and blue. So I worked until I was equal to any challenge that might arise, until I could manage anything.
Anything? So you are the cleverest person there is then?
I was nursemaided by cleverer than myself. It's all in what use you make of it.
Do you really think I can do anything you do?
I mean to see you do everything that I do.
Forgive the intrusion, miss. It's only I have an appointment.
An appointment, sir?
I assure you little else could draw me to find myself at Mrs. Hawking's. But then I hadn't expected such a friendly face.
Well, you are quite welcome to wait, if you please.
Only if you'll join me.
Beg pardon, sir?
If you have the time, I should so enjoy the company. So you're the new girl. What might I call you?
Mary Stone, sir. And I suppose so, though it has been a few years now.
Forgive me, it's been an age since I've been in town. I'm a traveller, you see, just returned from touring the Malay kingdoms and the subcontinent.
Oh, I spent most of my girlhood in Tellicherry, and some in Bombay.
The Paris of Kerala! Did you see much of the sights?
Oh, I'm afraid my work kept me most of the time, but I found life in London to be quite exciting.
Indeed. And what else have you been doing besides brightening the Colonel's old parlour?
Well, there's just so much going on, and Mrs. Hawkins has rather taken me under her wing.
Mrs. Hawking has?
Oh, yes, sir. She has me visit all over, hear interesting stories, meet so many interesting people, and I'm learning quite a lot.
But do you ever have any fun? Or doesn't she permit that?
I find I'm quite enjoying my work.
My goodness, it's no wonder the family's so pleased to have you managing Auntie for them. I may have plunged into some of the darkest corners of the Empire, but you're a braver soul than I.
I am certain when you see Madam, she shall be everything you could hope.
Please, miss, I may be a fool, but I'm not a damned fool.
All wrapped up with a bow. Needed it. Justin!
Ah, my appointment!
Hello, Mr. Hawkins. Have you met a guest?
Some time ago. Only I wasn't aware you had.
I'd rather forgotten to give my name. I've been distracted.
I see. In that case, Miss Stone, may I introduce Mr. Justin Hawking, my dear elder brother.
Your brother? Goodness, I had no idea.
I can hardly fault you, miss. I am, of course, much handsomer than he is.
What in the world are you doing here?
Clara told me to meet you. We've appointments all day.
Oh, that's right.
Don't tell me it slipped your mind. Believe me, I'd not venture into the Dragon's Lair unless absolutely necessary.
I'll have you know, Auntie is not the woman you remember as when you left.
Oh, she's not the woman who, at Uncle's funeral, locked me in the rectory and threw my hat up on the cornices? She's different now? Oh, well, that answers that. Hello, Auntie!
Justin.
Oh, she spoke to me. Nathaniel's right, you have grown softer.
A pleasure, as always. We must do this again in another 4 years.
Auntie's very fond of me, you see. Most people don't receive a return invitation.
Madam, I had hoped
Not
to
the time, Nathaniel.
I must see the lady.
Quite the bustling spot for someone who hates company.
Is this it? Is this the place they told me of?
Madam, for whom are you looking?
Mrs. Victoria Hawking. That was the name. Are you she? Gentlemen, perhaps you should go.
Quite right. We all know what Auntie does to people who insist on seeing her.
But I must see her. It is a matter
So you
of...
will, miss. Nathaniel, be on your way.
Is this an appointment?
We have appointments.
Ah, yes, of course. We'll speak a bit later, shall we?
Nathaniel! Forgive that display. But now it is safe to speak. I am Victoria Hawking, and this is my assistant, Mary Stone.
I was sent to you by a chambermaid at the Colonnade. The circumstances are quite serious, and she suggested I come to you.
Begin at the beginning. Who are you?
I am called Elena Zakharova.
Of the Mariinsky.
You know me?
A Russian lady who moves as you do can be nothing but a member of the St. Petersburg Ballet.
Yes. It concerns the ballet that I come to you now. And the murder of Raisa Sergeyeva.
The prima ballerina? She's dead.
Have you not heard? It has been in all the papers.
We've been otherwise engaged these last few days. Mary.
Tragedy struck during a performance of La Bayadere, the temple dancer, when a fire broke out in the theater, claiming the life of their leading lady, Raisa Sergeyeva. According to this, her death was an accident.
No. I come here to tell you it was not.
And how do you know?
I know.
I see. And how often do you require the laudanum, Miss Zakharova? The whites of your eyes betray you, as does the slight tremor in your hands.
The work is very difficult. Even if I am injured, I must perform.
Indeed, but if it has clouded your reason...
I am not clouded. I am sure.
Then tell me how.
There was a man creeping about her. Raisa draws many admirers, but since we arrived in England, there is one in particular who demanded her attention. His name is Sir Nicholas Cavill, Lord Seacourse, and in giving much money to the company, he wormed his way towards her. They have written about it in the society pages for weeks.
What were his intentions?
What are any such man's? He wanted her to leave the ballet, and that she would have never done.
Are you certain they report it as a grand romance?
No. I know Raisa. We lived together, trained together. I dance Hamzati to her Nakia in the Bayadere. We are... I knew her like no one else.
Why him?
Because when he followed her into our dressing room, she never again came out. At the first interval, he came back and made a great show of carrying roses and striding past the hands. Men like Lord Seacourse believe they may take anything they want, and if she told him she would not go, he would have punished her for refusing him.
By setting fire to the theater?
I do not know. And that is why I have need of you. The company leaves for the continent in 7 days. And if the truth is not revealed, Raisa's death will go unanswered forever. Please, Mrs. Hawking, will you take up the cause?
A fine old-fashioned murder mystery. It has been some time since I've taken that on. And it would be quite instructive for you, Miss Stone. Miss Sakharova. We are at your service.
So I said to the second sister, I'm sure you are, but what's your name?
Oh, you are absolutely vile. And then what happened?
Oh, you'll have to imagine the rest, I think. A gentleman must know when to show restraint.
Speaking of which, you were laying it on rather thick with Mary back there. Just what do you think you were doing?
Why, making friends.
Don't play the innocent with me. I saw you eyeing her.
Well, can you blame me?
She's a sweet and decent girl. I'll not have you telling her pretty lies just so you can...
Just so you can what, brother?
Get your own way, whatever it is.
Now who's playing the innocent?
Don't be vulgar.
You should know me by now, old boy.
And you call yourself a gentleman? I mean, really, Auntie's maid.
What's it to you? Unless you fancy her.
Justin.
Shame on you. You're a married man. And I'm, well, not.
It isn't that. How dare you?
Are you telling me you never noticed her?
I don't prowl after the help.
I confess, though, I'd rather begun to wonder.
About what?
About why you spend so much time round Auntie's maid. Fine old married boy hasn't started to envy all the fun I have.
Yes, Justin, that's it. I've always wanted to be a scoundrel, just like you. Mary and I, we've rather made friends. Is that so unheard of?
I'd say so. Just out of curiosity, what does dear Clara think of this friendship?
Well, I don't suppose she knows much of it.
She doesn't. I thought she led you so by the nose that you had no secrets.
I don't. Not really. It's only I haven't told her yet.
Why is that, do you think?
I don't mean to keep it from her. It's only I don't know how to tell her is all.
Well, why worry for it? You needn't prod the bear if you don't have to.
She's my wife, Justin, not some horrible monster from the woods.
Wives, monsters, it's all the same to me. Well, if you've done nothing, you've nothing to tell her.
I do hate keeping things from her.
Why do it then? Do you think she wouldn't approve?
Perhaps of my reasons for spending time with Miss Stone. Oh, you wouldn't understand.
My, must be Byzantine indeed if it's beyond both Clara and myself. Well, dear brother, I do hope you can make things clear one way or another.
I thought you advocated avoiding the issue entirely.
So I do. But I know you well enough to know it won't sit well with you. And though I'm not the marrying kind, I must say I wouldn't want to bollocks things up with a woman like Clara.
You never got over that she liked me better.
Ancient history, brother dear. I've my Dutch women to keep me warm.
Evening, Rarebird.
Evening, Constable Swan.
It's Sergeant now, as a matter of fact.
Really? Congratulations. I suppose it has been a while.
It has. And shame on you. Who knows what trouble I might have come into without you to swing that poker and watch my back. Could you bear that on your conscience?
In any case, well done, Arthur.
I did have a bit of help. Seems every now and then criminals just drop into me lap, all tied up with a bow. Chuffs the dickens out of my chief, I'll tell you.
Good heavens!
I may look like just a pretty face, but there's a ticket to working upstairs. I know a good term when it's done me. Talking of, I managed that favor you asked me.
You got the report of Miss Sergeyeva's body?
They weren't going to open her up, you know. I had to push it quite hard, but lucky for both of us, they turned some things up. Yeah, no smoke in her lungs, but one great bloody head wound nobody knows how she got.
So she did die before the fire.
You were right, miss. There is something to this case after all. Tell me, how did you know?
Arthur.
I know. Still, works out well for me. I look rather clever, and I get myself on a banger of a case.
So there is to be an official investigation? Well, I'm happy for you anyway.
And you? Imagine what else I might be able to get hold of for you.
You don't mind me bothering you?
Well, I could do without meeting on a deserted street corner in the middle of the night. What say the boardwalk this Sunday?
Beg pardon?
Mind isn't the word for it.
I just don't want you to get in any trouble is all.
Trouble? I got my sergeants out of that.
Thank you, Arthur.
So don't you mind calling on me, Mary. even if you don't need something.
The burns on the body were severe, so the police didn't notice the wound on the back of her head. They weren't even going to examine her until Arthur blessed it.
Of course not.
The damage suggests that she fell back and struck her head on something. Whether an accident or deliberate assault, they aren't certain, but it does seem Miss Sakharova may have been correct.
She may indeed. Any other evidence of the body?
Burns make it difficult to say, only that her feet were wrapped and in very rough condition.
Those new stiff shoes are very hard on them. Partially make possible that image of the sylph on her toes. The slippers were much softer when I was a girl.
You know a great deal about the ballet. Have you done a case like this before?
As a matter of fact, I studied the dance in my callow and restless youth. I actually considered pursuing it as a career. Before my true vocation presented itself.
Ballet? You?
A foolish dream, I grant you. There were no ballets in British Singapore, nor does anyone look to the English to dance them. There was Clara Webster once, but her costume caught on fire on stage. That was the end of her.
You wanted to be a ballet dancer?
It may interest you to know, Miss Stone, I did not spring fully formed into the world, a crusader for justice.
I'm sorry, madam, it's just... well, I've never heard you speak of such a thing. Of your youth, or your outside hobbies, or anything.
With good reason, it seems. To the task at hand? We must know more about the circumstances of Miss Sergeyeva's death before we can determine anything further.
Where shall we proceed?
Where would you proceed, Miss Stone?
To the scene of the crime. Even with the fire, there must be something we can learn from the place where she died.
Very good. Now, we mustn't waste any time. If the police have finally turned their noses to the case, we must make our investigation tonight, before they have a chance to wreak their havoc over it.
Will the place be shut up, do you think?
Mostly likely. But the breaking in will make a fine exercise in your infiltration skills. We've let that part of your training go for far too long.
It comes harder to me than the rest. Do you really think I'll pick it all up? The moving in, the slipping quietly and so forth?
You'll have to, Mary. I couldn't get on without it.
Nearly ready now. I've been in meetings all day, or I should have had Chapman bring my tales to the office. He about burst a button when I told him I'd be dressing here.
I don't know why. It isn't as though I come to the door. See to yourself now, Mary. We shall leave as soon as I've readied Nathaniel.
Well, I've done my research on this chap. Nicholas Cavill, Lord Seacourse. Rather young barony. No lands, but a fair bit of money. He's best known for gallivanting about Europe, having parties and carrying on with girls. He does seem to be devoted to the ballet, however.
Your task, then, shall be to cultivate the man's trust enough to interrogate his connection to Miss Sergeyeva. A man like that, if he feels he's won anything off of her, he'll be ready to brag about it to the first like-minded fellow who's keen to listen.
So make friends with him enough to get him to gossip.
That means you must convince him that you are of his stripe. If he has an opinion, you share it. If he has an insight, you're struck by it. Laugh at his jokes, marvel at his exploits, anything you can do to get him to confide his involvement.
Auntie, every day I talk men into entrusting me with large sums of their money. That part you don't have to teach me.
I suppose. Here you ought to play the adoring fool. Keep the drinks coming, but the trick is to change out your glass for a fresh one before it's empty. If you carry it off, he'll think you're drunker than you are and let down his guard.
Right.
But don't overplay it. You'll lose him. And don't wait until he's too far gone. You won't get anything useful out of him.
However did you learn all this? Forgive me, but I can hardly imagine you playing the role of the vivacious party-goer.
Keep me a third-story window or a locked door in a day. But no matter, I have you now for that.
Yes, you do.
Well, I suppose with how much you love to talk, you ought to manage well enough.
Faint praise, and yet it thunders in my ears. Well, I best be off. I'm to collect Clara and Justin.
You're bringing your wife and brother on an operation?
Well, I can't attend a society ball without them. Justin's only in town the week.
This was a mistake.
Auntie, no.
They will be in your way the whole time!
I have to speak to important people at parties all the time. This will look like business.
Even to your brother? He's an entitled wake who never stops talking.
I thought that's what you thought of me.
You're not a rake, I grant you.
Indeed. Why, goodness, Auntie, I never knew you cared.
Nathaniel, what if they bollocks things up? Or pull you away? What if they suspect?
Aunt Victoria, I know how much this means to you. I can't promise that I'll get everything you need, but I can promise you'll do better than if I wasn't there.
Do not disappoint me, Nathaniel.
Never fear, madam. As you say, if there's one thing I know how to do, it's talk.
Why, yes, this will do nicely. One thing London has up on the rest of the wide, wondrous empire, hard to find a truly decent party.
I'm glad you approve. We should hate to make your visit dull, shouldn't we, Nathaniel? Nathaniel?
What was that, dear?
In town all of 3 days and already he's tired of me.
And I thought World Travelers was supposed to be interesting.
Forgive me, my dear, but there's a gentleman I must speak to tonight, so I've got to weather eye out.
Working again, are you?
Oh, we're always working, my dear. What are we working on?
Seacourse is his name. I've been told he's a man worth our knowing.
Well, I hope we won't lose you all night to working.
Whenever do you lose me all night?
When I'm cross with you and you know what's good.
If the company will permit it, I should like to say a few words on their behalf. Now, we'd all been hoping to celebrate the triumphant opening of the Mariinsky in London, but in light of recent events, the tenor of the evening has rather changed. Miss Raisa Sergeyeva was a truly unique talent, an irreplaceable jewel in the Imperial Ballet's crown. This is a great loss to the company, to the art of ballet, and to myself personally, as her patron and her admirer. But I will not allow this tragic accident to destroy the dance in Europe, so I hope you'll all join with me in seeing this important artistic institution back on its feet. I can say with certainty that that is what Miss Sergeyeva would have wanted.
Off already?
Oh, forgive me, dear, but that's my man.
Now? Nathaniel, he looks to be fairly mobbed.
Best make sure I get my oar in then.
Well, at least now we're alone.
Oh, Justin.
Clara, darling, do you know I would have given up everything for you?
Absolutely everything. How grand.
Do you doubt me?
I never doubt the lengths you go to torment Nathaniel.
Well, there's no need of me for that these days.
Whatever does that mean?
Or that he doesn't seem quite himself. Do you know he'd missed our appointment set down for Tuesday evening? What's distracting him, I wonder?
How strange. The way you say it makes me think you have an idea.
Oh, I don't know. He says he's been spending a great deal more time at Aunt Victoria's. Heaven knows why.
Some of us aren't frightened of her.
Besides you, in that woman's case, there's a reason Americans call them dower houses.
He craves her favor, as one does of any disapproving parent. You ought to know.
Et tu, bruta?
This is why we'd never have worked. You bring out the edge in me.
We can't all be father's favorite. So the new maid seems to be working out.
Mary, she's been a godsend.
I'd much rather spend time with her than with Auntie.
Heavens, how easily we believe of others the things we know of ourselves.
Perhaps, but you can't tell me that little display just now was quite in character.
You drive him mad, you know.
He's my brother. That's the game. Well, none of my affair as long as you're at ease.
You cannot be so bold that you're stirring this up.
I care for him, believe it or not, and I know what he has in you. I'd hate to see him make a mess of things after all he has to give up for them. Excuse me, miss, I couldn't help but notice you over there. Might I have seen you dance in Vienna last spring?
Have not been to Vienna, but if Sir come to ballroom with me, he see me dance now.
As ever, I am touched by your devotion.
Forgive me, Clara, darling. I must bear my broken heart somehow.
Do you know much of the ballet?
Oh, I'm rather new to it yet.
Oh, I highly recommend taking it all in. It's got everything. Drama, music, spectacle, and beauty, of course. Mark my words, there's no beautiful woman quite like a ballerina.
You sound as if you know whereof you speak.
Well, I have been a patron for some time. I've come to make a few friends. I don't suppose you got to see La Bayadere before all this trouble. Ah, 36 sylph women, Pale as milk and light as air, each exactly the same as the last. It's exquisite.
I say.
There are a few here tonight if you care to see what I'm talking about.
Perhaps when I'm sure my wife isn't looking. It is a shame about their prima ballerina, though.
More than a shame, my friend.
Then it's true what they say?
What do they say?
That you and Miss Sergeyeva were head over heels for each other.
My goodness, one can't hide anything in London.
Why, you scoundrel!
Oh, be kind. My heart is quite broken. It truly is. We were mad for each other, but Risa wanted to keep things quiet.
Whatever for?
She was the only girl they had with international draw. The company wouldn't have looked kindly on if someone were trying to, steal her away.
Now you've all lost her. Quite a tragedy.
Yes, well, these things are sent to try us. I've heard from their manager, this Chernovsky fellow, that they may fold without her name on the marquee. Ballet has rather fallen out of fashion of late, but I mean to see that change.
However do you plan to do that?
Oh, well, now that's one secret I can't give away. Not yet, anyhow.
Oh, naturally. Besides, I'm far more interested in hearing more about these ballet dances of yours. What do you say to telling me over a drink?
A fine idea. I would have introduced you to the girls, but it looks like someone's beaten you to it.
Story of my life. My lord, may I introduce my brother and business partner, Mr. Justin Hawking.
Nicholas Cavell, pleased to meet you. And you, my dear, must be one of Mr. Petipa's sylphs.
This is Miss Julia Sherba of the Kingdom of Shades.
I say, miss, have we met?
I think not, sir. It's first time in London.
An easy mistake to make. Well, Nathaniel and I were just about to find a snifter of something. Care to join?
Oh, I think Justin's quite occupied already.
Unless, of course, you'd like to join us, my lord.
No, thank you. In that case, let's leave him to it, and you and I find a quiet corner.
Slipping away? And have you cleared that with Clara, then?
Cleared what with me, dears?
Is this the wife you mentioned, Nathaniel?
I'm pleased he hasn't forgotten me entirely.
Lovely as you are, madam, no man ever could.
You'd be surprised given how much time I've spent alone tonight.
Oh, darling, his lordship and I still have much to discuss.
Madam, forgive me, but would you be so kind as to grant me a private word with your husband? I would be ever so grateful.
Oh, worry not, my lord, I fully understand. Later, I shall be having one with him myself.
Well, I can't speak for you, sir, but I could certainly use that drink.
Madam, did you find it?
Shh. Do you hear that?
What is it?
Someone else trying to get into the theater. He's attempting to be subtle, so certainly not a policeman. But too clumsy for a professional cracksman either.
Should we leave before he finds us here?
On the contrary. Since the official investigation has been announced, he may have come to hide something before the authorities find it, and if that's the case, there's a chance he's involved. We'll stay here until he finds us. In the meantime, how have you done in here?
Well, I've been searching what's left of the dressing room, but I've not found much yet. Just empty laudanum bottles hidden all over the place. Look, I know you said dancers will rely on this stuff, but why hide it then?
To conceal just how much they rely on it. Nothing else?
Not yet, and you?
I've discovered the source of the blaze. There's a property room nearby where the company stored the costumes and set pieces of their repertoire. It's fairly well consumed, but the scent of lamp oil is unmistakable. Someone certainly doused the contents and set it ablaze.
Is that really the best place to set a fire for concealing a body?
I wondered the same. Given that, I examined the remains more closely, and I was surprised to find almost nothing but burnt burlap. Given a ballet company, I would have expected the vestiges of silk, satin, beadwork. What do you make of that?
That someone switched out the real properties, replaced them with burlap, and then tried to hide the evidence? Why burn it then, so close to when Liza died?
It's not yet clear. Maybe that we are dealing with two entirely separate crimes.
But the timing...
Indeed, I would not yet rule out some connection we cannot see. As for in here... The events of Miss Sergeyeva's death must have left some sign. It is up to us to find it.
to the ballet?
It's not often in London.
But you keep up with it.
In what way?
I don't know. You follow the companies or... Well, it sounded rather important to you.
As you can see, my calling pulled me elsewhere.
But surely you miss it.
It was a very long time ago, Mary. I don't think of it. Did you see that?
Did you find something?
Look, girl, what do you see?
Shaw? Burnout?
That's to be expected. What is out of the ordinary?
That clock has stopped. From the fire?
What time?
9:09.
Too early for the fire. Could be significant. Well done, Mary.
These are immigration papers. In Miss Sergeyeva's name.
So she wasn't only considering leaving. She was making plans.
But she was trying to hide it?
Because someone might have taken action to stop it. I wouldn't fight if I were you.
Who sent you, police?
Never mind that. A better question might be why you are blundering about the scene of a murder.
I do not trespass. I am Kirill Chernovsky. I am manager for Company Marinsky.
So you were here the night it happened.
I had nothing to do with Miss Sergeyeva. It's not how it looks.
Looks as if you're interfering with the evidence of a murder.
Not murder.
Steady on! Fortunately for you, my associate would prefer I not hang you from the balcony until you tell me what I want, but I can still truss you up as a Christmas goose and leave you as a gift on the steps of Scotland Yard.
I did no murder. Only the fire.
You set the fire. Why?
I did not hurt Miss Sergeyeva, but I found her. I knew they would come, they would look into everything, would find the things that were gone.
There's some properties. You stole them?
What was it for? Drink? Gambling?
I play cards. I borrow from company just a little while until I win again, but they cannot find out. I lose my place. I set fire to hide it. Raisa was already dead, I swear.
Tell me where you were at that time. Leave out nothing.
I was in wings from opening. Everybody see me. After the first interval, Raisa does not come to a remark. I go backstage to dressing rooms to find her lying there. I think we are ruined anyway. Can hurt no more to protect myself.
What do you mean you were ruined anyway?
Ballet is not loved as it once was. Raisa was only girl known outside of Russia. Without her, how can we travel? Who will have us?
And what have you learned? She was planning on leaving the ballet. What would you have done?
She would not. She would starve.
What would you do to stop her?
I would beg on my hands and knees. Why would I hurt her? Raisa was soul of company. Without her, we are finished.
Can anyone verify your story? Did anyone see you?
I don't know. Dancers were busy. Everybody at places. Only Miss Zakharova, also behind the stage, but did not see me.
Zakharova? Are you certain?
I am sure. I look in her face. She did not wear Hamstati's veil.
What was she doing?
Running to places in Wing. At that time in music, I think she would be late, but when I returned, nothing missed.
And you are sure that you saw her?
I am sure. What of this?
Because this changes things.
And so I said to the second sister, well, I'm sure you are. But what's your name?
Oh, a man after my own heart.
No, I don't know. I think my adventures pale in comparison to yours.
No, not to worry, my lord. I could teach you a trick or two. You know, your brother has the right idea of it. These call girls are bloody desperate to move up in the world. The Russians work the rank-and-file dancers like slaves. From what I hear, we had it softer on the march against the Boers. It's just as well, though. They're all so disciplined at every moment that they're just thrilling for a chance to break loose. It was only a matter of time before Risa gave it all up.
I thought you said you'd had her already.
Well, I hadn't yet, but I would have, in good time. We had an understanding, she and I.
What sort of understanding?
Well, that would be telling.
And here I thought you'd done something.
Here, now. What's this?
Oh, no offense intended, my lord. It's only you'd impressed me, that's all.
I'll have you know, she was going to leave the company for me.
You weren't going to marry her.
Not for that. To start our own. We were going to found the ballet in England.
Your own company? By Jove.
I told you I meant to see its return in Europe, and Risa was tired of being drilled like a soldier. With her, I'd have the clout to bring in other dancers. Start our very own school.
I thought you said the Mariinsky would never part with her.
They weren't to be consulted. They'd had their share out of me over the years. And besides, I'd already arranged for the papers. For her and the other girl.
What other girl?
Risa insisted she wouldn't stay unless I also made way for the other feature. The one dancing Hamsati.
Elena Zakharova.
Oh, that's the one. You know her.
I've heard the name.
Well, you're just about the only Englishman who has. But Risa was a technique dancer, and Elena is the sort who can fly. So I thought I could make use of both of them.
And you had it all worked out?
Delivered the visas myself. Handed them to Risa at first interval in her dressing room with a great bouquet of roses. By the time I was back in my seat for the overture, well, I didn't know that was the last I'd see of her.
What will you do now? Continue your plans with Elena?
Nothing in it, old boy. I need a celebrity, and she's only just arrived. And besides, that one never warmed to me. You know how women can be. Well, I'll see this fancy of mine through somehow. For the moment, nothing another round can't fix.
Only if you tell them you insisted.
The wife isn't going to come and drag you home by your ear, is she?
Oh, worry not, my lord. I've nowhere else in the world to be.
So you believe Seacourse isn't our man?
What he wanted, he needed her alive for. Besides, even if he had done it, I doubt the visas would have been left behind, much less found their way into that clock.
He was back in his seat by 9:09 anyhow.
That leaves the stage manager, this Kirill Chernovsky.
He confessed to setting the fire, but more to conceal his thefts than anything else. Risa, he said, was dead when he found her. Sounds as if the company's in a great deal of trouble without her. He needed her alive as much as Seacourse did.
And you don't think he tried to stop her from leaving and things got out of hand?
No, he was in the wings for most of the act. The reports from Arthur confirm it. I just didn't know when he'd have had the time.
And there go our two best leads, the Swain and the Firebug. We've got nothing else.
Not quite so. There is still the missing visa. If Risa hid them just after Lord Seacourse delivered them to her, what happened to Elena's?
Miss Zakharova doesn't have it, does she?
She seemed quite adamant against the idea of leaving, and she never mentioned it.
That means nothing.
Well, the scene hadn't been disturbed until we arrived, so no one could have taken it long beyond the time of the murder.
And with only one gone, the visa may have known what they were truly after. Madam, what do you think?
Hamsati was on stage then.
Beg pardon?
That was the beginning of the second act. By the time Chernovsky found the body, it was well into Hamsati's feature. She had to have been dancing. It would have been noticed if she wasn't.
What of it?
How could Miss Zakharova have been on stage dancing and back at the dressing rooms for Chernovsky to see?
He mistook her for someone else? Apparently they go to a great deal of trouble to make these girls look alike.
No, he looked her in the face. He seemed quite certain.
What are you suggesting, madam?
There are too many questions surrounding Miss Zakharova. In two places at once, the missing visa and her name, her absolute certainty that Miss Sergeyeva hadn't died in the fire.
You don't suppose Miss Zakharova had something to do with it?
She brought us the case. How does that make sense?
None of this makes sense. Which is why I want answers, and I will have them.
You're going out now. It's so late.
The better to catch her off her guard. There's something missing from our picture of things, and I intend to find out what.
But madam... Very well. Good luck. I do hope that's wise.
She's got her teeth in it. There's no dissuading her. Oh, by Jove, that's more brandy than otherwise. Is that Auntie's?
I think she's in pain. She's been favouring that arm, you know, the one she hurt in the fight.
I suppose we'll have to keep an eye on her and make sure she doesn't break into pieces completely. Oh, but I best be getting home. Clara's probably furious with the show I put on at the party tonight.
Just a moment. I wanted to ask you something. Do you know Mrs. Hawkins studied ballet when she was younger? Apparently she once considered making a career out of it.
Really? I had no idea. Was she any good then?
I don't know, but doesn't that surprise you?
I honestly believe there's nothing that woman couldn't do if she tried. Why, is it you?
Well, it's just... She doesn't often like things for their own sake, does she?
She doesn't like much of anything.
That's not what I mean. Everything's to a point with her. She studies things that would serve her to know, but the thought of her dancing only for the love of it.
Goodness, I think I see what you mean.
I tried to ask her about it. Did mean something to her once, but she never gave it a second thought.
Strange. I think she wasn't always as she is now.
What if that's what it takes to do the kind of work she does?
In that case, I haven't got it. I have a family, for God's sake, and a hobby or two I'd care to pursue.
She wants to make me just like her, but what if I haven't got it either?
Oh, Mary, I'm sure if you put your mind to it, you could become just as honed and dedicated as she is.
No, Nathaniel, what if I don't want to?
Oh, darling, are you still up?
I wanted to wait until you got home.
Oh, forgive me, I lost track of time. The party and his lordship, it was
This
quite...
can't wait. I always considered myself so lucky. All my friends are convinced their husbands keep things from them, where they go, who they see. But not me. Not my Nathaniel. Not in 7 years of marriage, not in all the time I knew you before.
Clara, dear, what is this?
Couldn't I count on that, Nathaniel? That you and I could trust one another?
Darling, you're frightening me.
It doesn't feel like I thought it would feel. I could swear you were still here, still with me.
But of course I'm still with you, darling.
But something's changed. You're away so much more. Longer hours at the office, later nights. And more time than ever with Aunt Victoria.
You know what she means to me.
She can hardly bear the company of anyone. How could you possibly be spending so much more time?
We've begun to grow closer. She has need of me to be
And the excuses. Do you think I'm a fool and wouldn't notice?
You're never a fool.
Justin thinks you're trysting with Auntie's maid.
He said that to you? Forgive me, Clara, but that bastard! Darling, it's nothing untoward, Clara, I swear it.
I never really thought it was, Nathaniel, but there is something.
I don't know how to begin to tell you. It's going to sound mad.
I'm going mad not knowing. Only please, tell me, Nathaniel.
Truly, Clara? You believe what I say?
Haven't I always?
Bonjour.
Hush. It's me.
Mrs. Hawking, how are you? Why have you come?
You lied to me. You were seen backstage when you should have been dancing.
No, impossible.
If you want to keep my help, you ought not to lie to me again.
I worked so hard not to be seen.
What happened?
Please, I promise, there was no harm done.
Oh, God. The laudanum concealed the extent of it before, but this is not a passing injury, is it? I see it now. You're breaking down.
No one must know.
Then tell me what happened.
It was in the Pas de Deux. That brute Dimitri. He is so careless. I came down hard on my left, and I felt it give beneath me, and I stumbled downstairs and found Yulia, my understudy in the core.
And you changed places with her.
I gave her my skirt and my veil and begged her to say nothing.
What were you doing back at the dressing rooms?
I had to find Yulia, and then I went for my medicine and to ask Raisa to say nothing if she noticed Yulia in my place.
And that's how you knew she'd been killed, when you found her body.
Do you not believe me?
This changes things.
It changes nothing of this.
You lied about your whereabouts when she died, and you didn't care for her plans to leave, not with your own career at stake.
It was talk only. She would not actually leave.
She had arranged for immigration papers in both your names.
She did, but she never... She knew I would not leave.
Did she know about your condition?
It was why she thought I should leave, but I couldn't. Raisa's been at the top for years, but I've only just reached it. Do you know how the core girls live? Servants are not driven so hard.
We have found Miss Sergeyeva's visa, but I am curious as to why we cannot find yours.
I don't have it. You can search this place. I do not have it.
Because you would not leave.
I would not hurt Raisa. I would never.
But you ran away and told no one when you saw her lying there.
But I would have after the performance, or else everyone would know I did not dance.
To save your career.
I have done nothing but the dance since I was a girl of 6. All I have to my name is my career and Raisa, and Raisa's dead. Can you not understand? No. Of course not. Your instrument has never betrayed you.
Miss Zakharova,
look at you. To climb as you do like a cat in a tree. Might I be so impertinent as to ask Madam's age? 43. I shall have luck to walk so long. I would give anything for the clean lines of your legs. Any dancer would. Mrs. Hawking. The ballet is my one calling, and in perfecting it, I have ruined myself for it.
You ran away and you lied!
So that I might have had one moment longer. They will replace me in an instant. In my place, what would you have done?
That's just the trouble. I might have done anything.
And that's the long and short of it. I know how it sounds, but there it is. Please, Clara. Say something. Scream at me. Call me a callous hero, or bars at me if you like. Only speak to me, Clara, please.
What do you want, Nathaniel? You say your funny old aunt puts on a mask to break into houses and stick miscreants with a knife, and you're helping her to do it. What do you mean for me to think?
Do you believe me?
I suppose if you meant to lie, there are 1,000 things you'd have an easier time selling me. Heavens, it sounds like something from a Penny Dreadful.
I know. That's why I waited so long to tell you. It's so impossible. I didn't know how to put it into words.
Oh, come off that. You didn't want me to know because you didn't want to hear what I thought.
Clara.
How could you?
I didn't mean to keep it from you, darling.
Not only that, to let her go on with this madness, to help her with it, as if you haven't everything in the world to lose.
It was the right thing to do.
The right thing? Playing at hero? It's the way of men, isn't it? Marching off to war when duty calls. But you're not a soldier, Nathaniel. Your year at Newcastle should have taught you that.
My place isn't in the line of fire.
Your place?
You see, I've a talent for for getting people talking. I can find things out that mean the difference between justice being done and a villain going free, all without a single blow being struck.
And if they discover why it is you're asking?
I'm good at it, Clara.
Still, what if you're found out? If her enemies are as dangerous as you say, what would they do to our name in this city? To say nothing of the risk to your life and limb.
I can't think of that now. Clara, don't you see what this means? She trusts me. After all this time, after everything I've done, she trusts me. I cannot turn my back on her now.
Is that what this is about? Finally winning that woman's approval?
Don't blast her approval. What about her life and limb?
It is her choice to put herself at such risk. But what of the rest of us if something should befall you? You have young children, Nathaniel. They can't choose this.
I would never let anything happen to them. And neither would Aunt Victoria.
And what about me? It's enough that you kept something like this from me. But if something happens to you, what am I to do? And what would you have left me to think? That it was some terrible twist of fate? When in fact you were putting yourself in danger's way? Because I would never have known. Who would tell me, Aunt Victoria?
Mary would.
It is not Mary who would owe me that. It is not Mary you do this for.
It isn't only just for my aunt. I feel like I'm doing something fine, something for the good of the world.
You cannot be the Colonel, Nathaniel.
I know.
He was the saddest man I ever met. It always troubled me that you wanted to be just like the saddest man I ever knew.
It isn't about that anymore!
Then what?
It was hard to see when we've been so happy. It's enough to make a man think we live in a fair world. But we don't. And not everyone is so lucky as we, fitting into our place in things. Those women have nowhere else to turn, except for Aunt Victoria. After seeing that, why wouldn't I want to help balance the scales? Why wouldn't I want to see that good done in the world? You asked me how I could let it go on, how I couldn't stop her. I tried, Clara. God forgive me. When I first learned of it, I came down on her, insisted she stop, because I didn't understand and it was the right thing to do, but I was wrong. She is so unhappy, Clara. Her life has been one bitter disappointment after another, and the rage in her is terrible. But when that rage drives her to right those wrongs, all that bitterness, it's not for nothing anymore. She helps people, Clara. She saves them.
She cannot really...
Oh, but she does, Clara, and she's marvelous at it. You must believe that.
And what about your life? Does that matter any less?
She has need of me, Clara.
No one is perfect, Nathaniel.
And that is why she needs my help.
And when she no longer finds you useful, what will she do then? When it no longer serves her, will she protect you?
I believe in her, Clara.
The Colonel loved her too, Nathaniel. And look where that got him.
I don't understand. Does this mean you believe it was Eleanor?
That Lord Pneumatic just told more lies than anyone. And she was near enough when Ryza died.
But the woman meant so much to her.
Not as much as her roles and her career. Ryza knew Eleanor was on the decline. And if Ryza left, she would have ruined the company.
But it makes no sense. Dead or gone, they all suffered without her. And she's the one who brought us the case. If she hadn't, the police would have ruled it an accident without second thought.
I know.
Then do you really believe she could have done it?
Our instruments are base ones. But they are all God gives us for the powers. When faced with the breaking of them, nothing is beyond possibility. But possibility is not certainty, and so much may hang upon the missing visa. Who else might have known about Ryza's plans? Good heavens, not now. Say I'm not at home to visitors.
Oh, Mrs. Hawkins, how
Forgive
lovely.
me, Mary, but I have pressing business with Aunt Victoria. Could you give us a moment?
Spare me, Clara. Whatever it is, I don't have time.
No.
Sit the...
No, madam. You will not dash off from me this time. Did you think I wouldn't find out?
I beg your pardon?
My God. I know you think I'm a shrew, Victoria, but surely I'm not a fool. Women talk, you know. I must have heard it a half-dozen times now. That if a lady found herself in some trouble, there was a... They called it a society avenger. A ladies' champion of London. Not sure I ever believed it. But look here. Not only real, but my own queer old Aunt Victoria.
And are you terribly shocked?
Yes, I wouldn't have thought you'd leave your way for anyone besides yourself.
It's no concern of yours.
It is if you're going to involve my husband.
He came to me!
Of course he did. Anything so that you won't keep pushing him away.
I tried to put him off. When he refused, damned if I wasn't going to see some use out of him.
And did you think I'd have nothing to say about this? You putting him in danger, to say nothing of having him keep it from me?
I will not justify myself to you!
I won't ask you. But you'll answer to me all the same.
This is not...
You prefer I remain in whatever ignorance my husband chooses to leave me in? Not a chance, madam. I should think you of all people could understand that. Now, Nathaniel says...
Blast the mouth on that boy.
Nathaniel says you help people. You save them.
Can you believe that of me?
I believe him. And he tells me he does well. He has a skill and a talent for the work, and he does it well.
Yes, he does.
When he speaks of it, his eyes light. He believes in it, I can see that.
And you would take that from him?
My God, madam. You think every marriage is miserable as yours? Of course I wouldn't. But I must be sure. Will you do right by him?
What?
He is out there, putting himself at risk for you and those you serve. If it should come that he needs your help, will you see that he gets it? Even should he no longer be an asset to you. You protect him.
Clara.
This is my price. I will keep your secret. I will see that he remains at your side. But he comes home to his children.
You have my word.
You will take care of him, or you will answer to me, and I am not afraid of you. So, this case of yours you're working on, I gather it's about that Russian dancer, the one that died in the fire?
She didn't die in the fire. She was murdered. We are hunting her killer.
Murdered? How in the world did you learn that?
Investigation. Of course.
I see. And are you making progress?
We had been. Now we've discovered our primary source of information had been lying to us all along. We've stalled on whether she has motive for the crime herself.
Elena Zakharova? They spoke of her at the party for the company. Doesn't she stand a chance to become their prima ballerina now?
What?
Now that the last one's gone, she's the senior-most dancer. Isn't that something of a motive?
How could you possibly know that?
Why, gossip. Of course.
Oh my God. She was on stage, at least some of the evening. Would the timing even work?
Oh, dear God!
Nathaniel!
Darling, Auntie, please, I know you're both very cross with me, but
Not now, Nathaniel, we're working.
I beg your pardon?
Mary, come here at once!
You heard her, dear. We're working.
Working? I thought you'd kill each other!
Nathaniel, we have a murder to solve. Make yourself useful or do not waste my time.
What is it? Is everything all right?
I have need of you, so stir yourselves. Make a space. We shall work this out if it kills us. Here's what we know. I am Miss Sergeyeva, performing on the night I died. The first act ends at 9:15. The dancers clear the stage, and I retire to the dressing rooms, where I shall be found. Our next actor of significance is Lord Seacourse.
I make my way backstage, carrying the roses, making sure everyone sees me as I enter the dressing room.
What they cannot see is that you also come bearing the visas with you and hand them off to me with the roses. I then hide them inside the clock.
Not yet. The clock was stopped at 9:09. The interval ended after 15 minutes.
Right you are. For some reason I waited.
Then I make my way back to my seat, where I am to be seen as the curtain rises at 9 sharp.
The second act opens. Where are the other players?
Chernovsky is in the wings where the company remembers him minding the entrances. The Kori emerges for the pas de deux and Hamsati re-enters.
But is she the Hamsati everyone thinks? Miss Sakharova claims it was during the pas de deux that she injured herself and was forced to withdraw after that. Hamsati wore a veil, which could have deceived the audience, but what about her partner in the role of Solor? No. She danced in his arms. To be so close, he would have seen. He would have known if she wasn't herself.
Yes, he would have.
So that must have been true. Miss Sakharova struggles until her exit before seeking out her understudy in the corps, Miss Yulia Sherber. Quick as she can, she passes off a skirt and veil and prays that no one notices a gap in the ranks of temple dancers.
By Hamsati's next entrance, I am dancing in her place while Miss Sakharova runs backstage for Loudon without being seen.
But wait, before then, while the corps still dances, Chernovsky notes that Miss Sergeyeva is not yet in place for her next entrance. Approximately 9:15 or so.
Do I go back to look for her then?
Not yet. Not until just before Miss Sherber's first appearance as Hamsati. According to Eleanor, it was on this journey back that she found Ryza already dead and then ran away to find a hiding spot until after the performance was over.
It was then that Chernovsky appeared. He saw Eleanor running away, and he went back to look for Ryza.
Which led him to set the fire to conceal his thefts. But he said the same thing Eleanor did. Ryza was dead when he found her.
Don't you believe them?
I believe Chernovsky. Even if Miss Sakharova is lying, she wouldn't have said Ryza was already dead if someone had killed her after she got there.
So if she died after 9:09, but before this Chernovsky found her, Miss Sakharova was there within that time.
Between her exit and when she was spotted backstage? It's very quick and she wasn't moving very fast.
Their argument had gone on for some weeks by then. It may not have taken long for things to turn violent.
But I don't understand. Isn't this the woman who brought you the problem? Where's the sense in that?
Madam, you're right. It's been troubling me this whole case. Mrs. Hawken, like you taught me, just because she could have done it doesn't mean she did. I can't believe she would have come to us if she had this much to hide.
Then who else is there? We've exhausted every lead.
Then perhaps we missed something. We never did find that missing visa, the one in Miss Sakharova's name. What if it was the motive after all?
These visas you mentioned, how do they work into all
Clara,
this?
we don't have
Mary.
time.
Ryza arranged for passage for her and Eleanor to stay in England. We believe that she hid the visas in the clock after Lord Seacourse delivered them to her, but the one in Miss Sakharova's name never turned up.
She didn't put them away until 9:09. Over 20 minutes after she received them?
Suppose it is odd, but that was when the clock was stopped.
And you think the killer stole the second one out of the clock?
Well, it's our best guesses to...
Mary, what is it?
Ryza didn't stop the clock at 9:00. The killer did.
What?
Ryza wouldn't have waited to hide the papers. She would have done so straight away, and she would have had time to restart the clock. But the killer had only moments to kill Ryza, tear apart the room for the visa and make their escape. Ryza didn't die just after 9:00. She died just before it.
During the pas de deux, when Eleanor couldn't have done it.
Mary, that's brilliant!
But who then? Who was back at the dressing rooms then?
Back at the dressing rooms. Oh, not in the wings, behind the stage.
What do you mean?
That's where she found Yulia. Not in the wings with the rest of the corps who were moments away from an entrance. All the way behind the stage where the dressing rooms are. Miss Sergeyeva waits in her dressing room for Seacourse to come to her. His intentions have been rumored for weeks, so his presence is enough to arouse curiosity. He stays for the whole of the interval, leaving the visas, which Ryza then hides straight away. The interval ends, the corps reopens things, before making way for Eleanor in the pas de deux. As she ruins herself for her art, Yulia Sherba slips the ranks to see Ryza in the dressing rooms.
But why? Because she wanted the visa, of course. The rumors of Ryza staying with Lord Seacross must have spread. Yulia probably guessed she had some kind of plan. Those core girls have worked so hard, she could have spent ages looking for a way out.
Ryza meant it for Eleanor. And this was the work of a desperate woman.
But by Jove, that's it. We have to catch her. If we can find her with the visa on her, she's ours.
If she means to stay here, she'll have to disappear before they try to make her leave. They're departing in a day. There isn't much time.
We'll have to search her. Mary, you must break into a hotel room to search for the missing visa while I waylay her. Nathaniel, help her to continue.
Are you mad, madam? You can't. You're injured.
Do you take me for an amateur?
You cannot operate when you're not at full capacity.
I have been operating, and I could lay you out where you stand.
Madam!
Enough of this nonsense. Mary, come with me. We have work to do.
No, madam. Nathaniel's right. That won't work.
Do you two think me so fragile?
What if things go wrong? What if the visa isn't there? Or what if you have to fight your way out again?
I can handle anything!
You can't, it's why you're so frightened!
Mary!
Just whatever extraordinary things you do, madam, you're not invincible!
Do you think I don't know that?
I know what you want from me, madam. You want me to take your place, to do all the things that you do, but I can't.
Not yet. But you will practice operations like this.
If I try to do things exactly the way you would, I'll fail.
Not if you work at it.
Yes, if I give it every moment I have the way you do, but I can't.
Why do you say that?
Because I'm not you and I never shall be!
You said this was what you wanted.
I want to do your work for you more than anything. But I can't do it your way.
Then what? What shall we do?
If she has the visa, she intends to make use of it. With the right means, we could draw her out and to bring it with her. If we can catch her with it, she's ours.
What is the right means?
Justin.
What?
I believe I know the bait that shall fit the bill. And I shall be killing two birds with one stone. For the first time since he arrived, I know what to do with my brother.
To accompany me to the station, Nathaniel, but you needn't stay. My man Morgan shall see that I find my way to the train from here.
Oh, just thought I'd see you off. It isn't often we get to spend the time.
And here I thought you'd be glad to see the back of me.
After sowing all that discord with Clara, I can't imagine why.
You know I never meant any harm. Are you still upset with me?
Justin, you are my brother. I shall be upset with you until we are both dead.
Fair enough. So I suppose you won't tell me what all that at the party was about?
Only if you tell me who Miss Sherba seems to be looking for.
What?
Mr. Hawking, I find you!
Miss Sherba, what brings you here?
I received letter. I came fast.
A letter?
Yes, the letter you sent to me, asking for me to come, to meet you, to go with you.
Asking you to... I'm sorry, there's been a mistake.
I don't understand.
I'm afraid I never sent for you.
You did not? But I have it right here, see? It says, it says, I meet you. See, I do not mistake.
Wait, miss. It was a mistake. A lot of mistakes were made, weren't they?
Pardon me, sir?
Nathaniel, what's this?
Remarkable. You do look a great deal like Miss Sakharova.
I look like all of them.
Tell me, Miss Sherba, oughtn't you be preparing to depart with the company now?
I leave company, sir.
Oh. And have you made arrangements to remain in England? If you plan to stay, that is.
I do not know what you mean. I must go.
Just a moment. Excuse me, officer. Can we help you?
Excuse me, but are you Miss Yulia Sherba?
I am. What is this?
I'm afraid I can't let you go by unless I have a look at your papers.
Papers?
If you've got plans to stay in England.
All is in order.
All the same, miss, I've got to have a look. Do you know these aren't in your name?
Cannot be, sir, is mine.
Trouble is, miss, I know that these papers were last seen in the possession of Ms. Ryza Sergeyeva before she was murdered. I think you worked with the lady, didn't you? These disappeared right after she died. Tell me, how did you manage to get a hold of them?
I meant no harm, I swear!
I think you'd better come along with me now, Miss Sherba.
My God, you cannot mean...
You're under arrest on suspicion of the murder of Ms. Ryza Sergeyeva.
It was so easy for her. Prima ballerina, not like the rest of us. They treat us like dogs and work us worse. No chance for escape until we break into pieces like Elena.
You stole their chances, miss.
I stole nothing. Elena would not leave, but I must get out. I
Let's
must.
go. Let's go, miss. Oh, I suppose a little bird tipped you off as well, then?
Only trying to help, Sergeant.
A rare one, even.
Please, only don't make me go. Let me stay. You don't understand how it is there. I die there. I die.
Miss, it isn't up to us.
Please, please, only don't make me go. Let me stay, please, Mr. Hawking.
Nathaniel! What in God's name was that?
A bad business. But it's done now.
That poor girl was a murderer?
I don't think she meant to be, but things ended all the same.
How in the world did you know?
Well, when you talk to the right people, you hear the right things.
You mean all that nonsense at the party? By Jove, look at you, little Nathaniel.
Well, enough of this. You have a train to catch.
Suppose I do. It was good to see you. I hope you can return the sentiment.
I suppose you enliven my dull existence.
I should hope so, though clearly I'm not the only one with stories to tell.
Oh, I don't know if it compares. After all, you dallied with a murderer.
Good heavens, I did. I shall dine out on that story for months.
I don't understand. How could she?
She was desperate for an escape, and when she heard Miss Sergeyeva had one,
Oh, may she rot in prison in Siberia.
Her suffering was not so different from your own. It broke her faster, but the work wrecks you all in your own way.
Not Ryza. She was strong, but still things took her in the end. What am I to do now?
It seems you have a choice to make. You may continue your work with the ballet for as long as your limbs and the laudanum allow, or you may take advantage of the arrangements Miss Sergeyeva made for you.
Without Ryza, the dance is all I have left.
Miss Sakharova, she made it possible for you to have this chance. A chance for something else. Something that might not cost you so much.
Still, even then, it will cost.
I hope the truth brings her some peace, at least.
We've done as much as we can for that.
In that case, I shall be on my way as well. My wife is waiting for me.
Oh, yes. And since you cannot keep your mouth shut, now we all have to answer to her.
Madam, if I have learned anything, it is not to stand in the way of the women in this family. By the way, madam, thank you.
For what?
Clara told me.
None of them can ever hold their tongues.
What do you suppose Miss Sakharova will do?
Honestly.
She might move on. find herself a different laugh?
I think she will dance herself into ruin.
Because that's what you would do in her place?
Perhaps. For the thing that meant the most to me in the world.
And how are you? How are you feeling?
Old. Very old.
You'll heal. And even if you didn't, you're more than a strong arm, Mrs. Hawken.
I am as I am. Take that for all in all. But whatever becomes of me, I have you now, and you'll carry things on.
It won't always be as you imagined it.
That much is already clear. But you'll manage in your own way.
Very good, madam. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be at the boardwalk for me after.